everyone, it's Ukeme, and you're welcome to today's episode of Pages Highlights. In today's episode, I'll be sharing interesting highlights from the book of Ephesians Chapter 6. Wow, Chapter 6! This is the last chapter in the book of Ephesians, and I must say it's been like an amazing and expository journey for me on learning and relearning. So I'm so excited to share some of my interesting highlights. I'll leave the link on the description for the previous episodes where I discovered and shared my highlights from chapter 1 to chapter 5. So yeah, Ephesians chapter 6. So Paul begins chapter 6 by writing to children. In Ephesians 6:1, he gives a strict instruction to children on obedience to their parents. Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. This phrase, in the Lord, is actually very important. This is not teaching blind obedience, even to the point of obeying ungodly commands. This, however, doesn't give children the right to disobey any instruction that they feel isn't right. It is only in matters where parents are instructing their children to sin against God, such as stealing, lying, and the likes, that they shouldn't obey in verse 2, Paul admonishes children to honor their parents even after they become adults. And honoring your parent, like, I cannot overemphasize how important it is to honor your parents. Like, it's really very important. This means even in their absence, even when they are not there, what you say about them, how you react to them, it's very, very important. Because like book of Proverbs says, like Proverbs chapter 20 verse 20, if a man curses his father or mother, his lamp will be snuffed out in pitch darkness. Some people might actually be going through stuff that they are not meant to go through, or they might be going through some sort of struggles on things that should probably come easy, and that might have its root cause on their dishonor. Paul reiterating it in Ephesians is not far from the truth. Like, honor your parents even when you become adult. In verse 4, after instructing children, Paul goes ahead to instruct parents, and more specifically to fathers. This command points out that in an effort to train children correctly, part of the responsibility of the parents is to point out mistakes the children make. However, if this is not balanced with love and positive statements, this can provoke children into rot and actually discourage them. In verse 10, Paul told us how we may live victoriously in this present age in spite of satanic oppositions. It is through God's ability we become victorious when we live by the power of God's might. This can be exchanged for the divine power of God. In verse 11, Paul said to put on the whole armor of God, because just using part of God's armor will not fully protect us. And you can just imagine a military man with only his helmet and without his breastplate. If he is shot, definitely the gun would penetrate. So we're encouraged to put on the whole armor, to be fully kitted, because God's armor is more than sufficient if we will just wear it and let it work.